Welcome to Super Prime Time session, which is after lunch. After lunch is usually the. So we're talking about Gen Z today, और ये उतना ही mysterious है जितना AI. लोगों ने बहुत सुना है इसके बारे में. आप में से कई लोग उनसे रूबरू हुए हैं, होते आ रहे हैं, और मेरे ख्याल से some of you are also have them at your homes. So before we begin, and we have a very interesting panel today, before we begin, I'd just like to share just 4 or 5 observations जो कि बिल्कुल personal है मेरे, on Gen Z. तो so far what has happened is that Insta वगैरह में आप सब जगह देख रहे हैं कि all social media memes around Gen Z, which is probably the single largest category of memes, ridiculing Gen Z. तो मेरे को लगा कि बहुत ridicule हो गया. बहुत ज़रूरी है थोड़ा सा इनको समझना. So this is what this session is about, and so that we are on the same page, I am just trying to tell you exactly what we mean by Gen Z, ताकि we don't have different definitions in our mind. Okay? So Gen Z are people who are born between 67 and 2012. It's very simple. So basically, which means that if you are born in 2012, you are probably 14 years old. And sorry, that's not 67. That's my mistake. That's 97. Okay, 97. अच्छा है ना, आप लोग जागे हुए हैं.
आप भी Gen Z हैं सर.
Just to give you an idea कि दूसरे generations कौन से थे, उससे पहले the famous millennials were born between 81 and 96. Okay, I think there are a lot of millennials in this auditorium today. And before that are the people called Gen X, the Xers. I really doubt कोई Gen X के कुछ लोग यहाँ पर होंगे. हाँ, बस मैं सोचा सिर्फ मैं ही हूँ, but that's okay. So I just wanted to share regarding this Gen Z, which is 97 to 2012, 5 observations. So they say every generation is shaped by its childhood. Gen Z is shaped by an algorithm. Attention span, they don't have short attention spans. They have high standards of relevance. I think it's so beautifully put. Fluid identity, from gender to careers to aesthetics. Gen Z treats identity as editable, not fixed. ये चीज़ हमको समझने में बहुत वक्त लगेगा. And शायद this session is probably not a good forum for that. But इस चीज़ को आप note कर लें, of fluid identity. It's a very, very important aspect when you're dealing with this group of people. Broke but influential. They don't have money, they don't have spending power, but they are the ones now who are starting the trends, who are dominating the culture, and who are actually leading all the trends that you see, whether it's on social media or in real life. And finally, this is my view, and I've interacted with a lot of them. I was presenting a similar paper a few months back outside India. I think they're a very, very honest generation. I think millennials were a very jugadu generation. X were a very struggling generation. So what happened when the millennials came, they found the previous generation of Xers, the बहुत मेहनत कर ली. We have to find a nice, neat, elegant shortcut. So the entire millennials was about jugaad. And then came Gen Z. And I thought they got a little fed up with this entire thing about jugaad. So I think they became naturally honest. And which, if you approach them, when you interact with them with that viewpoint, I think you'll realize that you'll get this impression. Half the time our impressions are clouded by the fact कि हम इतने memes देखते हैं कि भाई इनकी ज़िंदगी totally social media में है और phone screen के अंदर है. शायद वो भी सच है, but this is very, very true. And the last bit, this is the bonus observation, is they question everything. Which sometimes it's not a healthy thing in today's day and age, but they do question everything. And that's how Gen X's, who are usually their bosses, or millennials, find them very uncomfortable. Because they actually are challenging the management. They are challenging the bosses. and but it's a beautiful thing. Okay, so with that, I'd like to invite the panelists. Can you just help me put the chairs? Okay, we have 4 panelists today. I'll introduce 2 of them immediately. We have with us today a very distinguished practicing therapist. She's been practicing therapy for the last 20 years, and she's worked with multiple generations, X, Y, and Z. Please put your hands together and welcome Dr. Jayashree Dasgupta. And the second participant and panelist for the day is, he's the head of a very, very popular brand and a very popular product. He's the head of product. He is Amandeep. He heads the product at Gaana. And we all know that Gaana is really doing brilliantly. Both Spotify and Gaana actually share the market between the 2 of them. There are some other players, but these 2 are obviously the most prominent players. The man who designs the product, it is Amandeep's team. Amandeep? I'll start by, like I said earlier, that just like AI is a mystery, Gen Z is also a bit of a mystery. And therefore, we'll start with somebody who's worked very closely with them, Jayashree. Jayashree, why do you think this is such a misunderstood generation? We are not witnessing a generation for the first time, right? We had the crossover from the Xs to the millennials, from the millennials to the Gen Z. But this particular generation seems to have caught the imagination of everyone. Why do you think that is? Why are they so misunderstood?
Hello. No, thank you very much for inviting me here. I mean, at the outset, I think I feel like a bit of a misfit because I'm not at all from this background. But I do want to kind of respond to the question that you asked me with a bit of a disclaimer. I not only work with people across generations, I also live with someone who's from Gen Z. So at the outset, I would say kind of take my comments with a pinch of salt because they may be reflecting what I think is part of the exact problem that, you know, when we say that why is Gen Z misunderstood? So as a practicing therapist, I work across the lifespan. A lot of the work that I've done is with older adults. And I think I don't want to pathologize the kind of challenges that I see, when I'm working with people, because I don't think people come to a therapist they come to overcome challenges, but they're kind of roadblocks, and we try to see how we can mitigate them and help people move ahead. And if I were to kind of bucket this in the same way that we bucket generations, I would say that, if we were to look at like the Gen Ys, the biggest challenge that they experienced was about, trying to be seen. And then the next generation was about trying to be heard. And I think when we look at Gen Z, it's just, they're really just trying to be understood and accepted. And I think that's the thing that they're really, in a way, screaming from the rooftops about. When we look at, who are they being misunderstood by? I think it is largely the other generations. It's amazing when you look at the kind of peer-to-peer interactions that they have and the kind of support that they're giving each other as a generation, which I don't think I could say is the same for the previous generations. There was definitely a struggle there.
I agree. So being a parent to one, is all this gyan coming from there?
I'd like to say I believe a lot in lived experience.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Correct. Okay. So, Aman, ये Gen Z जो है ना तो इनके पास पैसा है, ना इनके पास वक्त है, ना इनके पास attention है, ना इनके पास loyalty है. तो as a person who's running a brand, why are you after them? Why don't you just ignore them? क्या ज़रूरत क्या है? इतनी मारामारी क्यों है?
First of all, Tapasda, thank you so much for having me. See, I'm going to start by explaining the implications of ignoring them, right? So just to put things into perspective, if you look at the Gen Z population in India, that stands at around 377 million. So that's
Can you
around...
have the mic a little louder, please? Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's around 37 crores. It's more than the entire population of the United States.
Right.
And another interesting, aspect for us as platform designers in the internet space is that these people are not adopters of digital. They're digital natives. Right. So they were born with internet access, smartphones, you know. So I'm a millennial, so I was born with dial-ups, and I've seen, you know, people adopting and moving from feature phone to smartphones. But these people, they've been born with, you know, all of those things available to them since birth. They are very, very technologically savvy. So it's not like technology is just an extension of them. It's sort of like a part of their identity. So for any internet business, I think, so that's a, I mean, Gen Zs collectively represent a very, very massive, you know, demography that you simply cannot afford to ignore.
Okay. So tell me, what are the, I mean, in case you simply want to woo them, what are the product changes that you're really making to get them into the fold? And like we discussed before, that everything depends on how you are presenting something to them, right? And what we were talking about off stage, that it's not like they will not listen to Lata Mangeshkar and Rafi. They will, right? But how you seduce them into listening to Rafi is very different from, let's say, if you're asking a 60-year-old person, a 40-year-old person, and a 20-year-old person, right? So what are the changes that Ghana is making to really get them into the fold?
Okay, so catering to the ladies' request, audience also. Okay, so Gen Zs का जहाँ तक सवाल है, see the thing is, आपको बहुत ज़्यादा contextual होना पड़ेगा उनके साथ. Contextual से, I don't know how to pronounce it in Hindi, but it's like
that's okay. That's okay.
Absolutely, thank you. So it's like, let's say if अगर मैं एक older cohort को,
cohort meaning group
of people,
right?
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
So किसी भी older set of लोगों को, if I wanna send them कि, you know, आप आइए और गाना पे रफ़ी साहब के गाने सुनिए, या लता मंगेशकर जी के गाने सुनिए, या let's say किशोर कुमार जी के गाने सुनिए, maybe थोड़े से aged लोगों के लिए that might work. They will come, they will listen, because they have that artist loyalty. उनको थोड़ी सी loyalty है उन artists के साथ. When it comes to Gen Zs, however, they are very difficult to cater to in the right way. So you have to take the longer scenic route when it comes to catering to them.
Right.
What I mean by that is, आपको बहुत ज़्यादा contextual होना पड़ेगा उनके साथ. For example, if you, अगर आप उनको बोलेंगे कि आइए और रफ़ी साहब के गाने सुनिए, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो नहीं सुनते हैं. They do listen to them, but आपको उनको rather इस तरीके से approach करना होगा कि let's say आपके पास उनकी location permission है और they are close to the airport, तो आप उन्हें ये बोलें कि लगता है आप travel करने वाले हैं, so क्या आप चाहेंगे कि हम आपके लिए आपके 50 सबसे ज़्यादा favorite tracks, favorite गानों की एक list बना करके उसको offline available करवा दें. It's going to take less than half an hour, so that जब आप flight board करें, तो आपके पास आपके favorite गाने हों सुनने के लिए.
So is it working?
Yes, absolutely. So it's like then they're going to feel that okay, I mean yeah, that is something which I would want.
Okay. Okay.
So they need to see that value. उनको वो value उसमें दिखनी चाहिए.
Okay. Jayashree, tell us, you know, since you'd be the best person to tell us this. हालांकि वो बहुत बदनाम लोग हैं, बहुत बदनाम जनरेशन है, बहुत मिसअंडरस्टूड जनरेशन है. टेल अस 2 पॉजिटिव फैक्टर्स अबाउट जेन ज़ी, ताकि थोड़ा सा उन लोगों को भी जो बैठे हुए हैं थोड़ा सा सुकून मिले कि नहीं, एवरीथिंग इज नॉट बैड अबाउट अस. समथिंग 2 वेरी डिस्टिंक्ट, एंड यू हैव सीन देम एज अ पेरेंट, आप उनसे इंटरेक्ट करती हैं और एज अ प्रोफेशनल आप उनसे इंटरेक्ट करते हैं. तो just 2 very, very sharp positive points about this generation.
I think in terms of positive, I'm very hopeful. I don't share that sort of disillusionment with the generation at all. So when I interact with that generation, it fills me with a sense of hope, because I think they're very clear on what they want and where they want to go.
Okay. So clarity of mind is one.
So there's absolute clarity of thought. I also think that they're incredibly unapologetic, but they're not apathetic. So और मैं हिंदी में बिल्कुल करने की कोशिश नहीं करूंगी, so maybe you could translate for
That's
me
okay.
because that will be like terrible. So I'm adopting a Gen Z value by being unapologetic there. But I think that's they care, they genuinely care.
Right. So, you know, I think the biggest problem with media trying to attract Gen Z, सबसे बड़ा मसला जो ये है कि जो बोर्ड रूम में बैठते हैं वो 50 साल के हैं, जो उनके मैनेजर्स हैं वो 40 साल के हैं, और वो कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि 20 साल का लड़का लड़की क्या सोच रहे हैं. You know, so that's a huge problem. A 50-year-old person instructing a 40-year-old manager who is trying to think how a 20-year-old person thinks. Okay? तो हम लोग भी कुछ ऐसा ही कर रहे हैं. As you can see, none of us on stage are 20-year-old. तो I think जिन लोगों की बात हो रही है, it's best that we call them, और फिर आप अपने हिसाब से उनसे सवाल पूछें कि भाई क्या प्रॉब्लम है उनको भाई. You know, what is this entire thing about? So it gives me great pleasure in calling two young students from Delhi University who are doing their MA in English. And please welcome Shambhavi Singh and Sumaya Arshad. They are both in their first year MA, and they were both born in this century. Okay, तो आप इन दोनों को बहुत गौर से देखें. ये उतने मासूम नहीं है जितने लग रहे हैं. In other words, people, they are the enemies. इनकी वजह से हमको लास्ट 3 साल से इंक्रीमेंट नहीं मिल रहा है. इनकी वजह से हम लोगों का बोनस कट रहा है. इनकी वजह से लोगों की नौकरियां जा रही हैं क्योंकि लिसनरशिप नहीं है. तो सारा जो प्रॉब्लम है, दी सोर्स इज सिटिंग हियर टुडे. ओके, हम लोग तो ऐसे ही ऑब्जर्वर्स हैं, राइट? तो भाई हम ये पूछना चाहते हैं आप लोगों से ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ एवरीबॉडी कि आप रेडियो क्यों नहीं सुनते हो, और हमें क्या करना चाहिए टू लिसन टू रेडियो मोर. दिस इज जस्ट अ रेडियो क्वेश्चन. ओके, सो विल स्टार्ट विथ रेडियो. Okay, and then we'll try and get to know better. Okay.
So growing up, we never had radio in our lives, not a physical one. I think the first time I saw a physical radio on television was in PK.
Okay.
So a physical presence of radio was not there. Now it is coming back. We see our generation shifting to analog a lot more than it was probably after COVID. Because COVID made everything extremely digital and everyone got a phone in their hands. As for digital radio, I think our generation still sticks to some of it. For music, for Ghana, it does. However, I think news in general, which was previously on radio, has now shifted to social media. And it is an opinion. It is not news, which it always was an opinion, honestly. But it has more turned towards a certain opinion that people want to listen to, that this generation wants to listen to. And the algorithm is kind of supporting that. So if I have a certain opinion, I'll get that sort of news. If I don't have to change my channels to listen to what I want to listen to. So that.
I think everything for us is very accessible right on our phones, and because everything became digitalized, not just radio, different setups, even we used to have different devices for everything, analog, when analog culture was there. So there were separate cameras, but now we have everything in our phone, including calculators, alarm clocks, and other things. So then radio just disappeared for us, and we were not exactly born with phones, but our first interaction with phones must have been in our middle school, maybe in 6th, 7th standard. So that is when people start exploring their interests and their hobbies. So we immediately hooked on to internet. We didn't have to hook on to different devices. So because we had the internet access and because we had access to mobile phones as soon as we were in our exploring era or age, that is what we hooked on to. So that was very convenient for us.
Okay, please feel free to ask if you wish to. But I just wanted to understand कि अखबार आप पढ़ते नहीं हैं, टेलीविज़न आप देखते नहीं हैं, रेडियो आप सुनते नहीं हैं, तो आपको न्यूज़ कहाँ से मिलती है फिर? भाई फला मुल्क ने इसके ऊपर बम गिर दिया, तो ये आपको कहाँ से पता चलता है? Like you said, social media is only an opinion. Where do you get confirmed news from?
Social media again. We get all of our news from social media, and if we feel like we want to dive deeper, we go to the direct source. For example, if there are certain files, certain news that has been out, we just go Google it up and find it and read on it. But usually I think our generation is not even that concerned with finding out the real news, which is sad.
And how do you guys, if I may ask, verify the authenticity of what you see on social media?
Go ahead.
For me personally, I usually get my news from news channels because nowadays almost every news channel is on social media to cater to us. So if-
Matlab, you actually watch television on social media platforms, right? Is
In
that what you're
a
saying?
way.
Okay.
But it's not long form content, it's short form content. So there are, if there is a BBC news going on, then it will be very concise on Instagram for us.
So you don't listen to the live stream?
Very rarely.
Okay.
For verification purposes, there are a lot of, there's a new trend of fear mongering which is going on. So a lot of influencers, we have seen this trend ki, they kind of not tell us the exact facts. So they might tell us their opinions and then people generate a new opinion based on that opinion. So some of us in our generation, since we are aware of it, we try not to give that traction. But since that thing is also existing, so for me personally, I can see a trend emerging where we try not to go into that and we try to go to reliable sources. But again, that's also everything on social media, not on news channels.
I think it's not specific to our generation, because wherever there is news, there is misinformation as well. In previous generations also, they were, I think, taking in different sorts of perspectives. They would, I remember my parents only putting on news channels which support their ideas. So what we don't have to do is change the channel, because the algorithm will cater to that. But otherwise, I think it is somewhat similar to how it has always been.
Okay. And where do you get to know about, let's say, new brands?
Again on social
Again,
media.
social media?
Yes.
Okay. So I was speaking to some more people from your tribe, and they said that discovery of music discovery is a big problem, because in fact a lot of people said that we are giving up Spotify because Spotify only suggests music as per your consumption, which is true of what Aman also does. But that's not music discovery. You know, if you know, there may be somebody who's produced something and you will never encounter it because your algo is not supporting that, because your past consumption habits is not supporting that. How do you encounter this problem? Because see, you would not miss what you don't know, but generally music discovery has become a huge problem with your group. So how do you handle that?
So there is this phenomena called echo chambers,
Correct.
which are they exist on social media a lot.
Correct.
Because it's not just with music; it's even with news or with opinions or with the kind of posts we. So there is an FYP for you page, which is catered to everyone on social media. So whatever we watch, the algorithm suggests us that. That is with music as well. So I have seen a lot of people, there are websites emerging where you tell them maybe like 5 songs or 7, 10 songs which you like or which you're listening to or which is in your music taste. And then those websites generate playlists for you. Also, I use Spotify, so that is something, but Shambhavi has shifted to YouTube Music. So she often tells me that YouTube Music gives you better suggestions in terms of that, it gives you new artists as well. Spotify is lacking in that aspect.
Okay. So, Aman, you heard them, right?
Sure.
And generally, I also get the impression from speaking to others that music discovery is becoming a huge problem. आप लोग जो हैं वो एल्गोरिदम के गुलाम इस तरह से हो गए हैं कि कुछ भी अगर एल्गोरिदम के बाहर हो तो वो बड़ी दिक्कत हो जाती है आप लोगों के लिए, राइट? लेकिन अभी एक ऐसा सिचुएशन है कि they want to hear music which they may or may not like, but they need a chance to hear it. So how are you changing Gaana or any other streaming platform to suit this particular problem? This is becoming a huge problem.
Absolutely. So I think that's one of the biggest challenges that any content platform faces today, right? Because given the size of this cohort, of this audience, how do we best cater to them? Now, when it comes to music discovery, अब तक क्या होता था, like you rightly pointed out, रेडियो पे लोग सुनते थे, मूवी रिलीज हो रही है, सो लोगों को पता चल जाता था कि नया गाना इसका पॉपुलर है, so on and so forth. But right now, what is happening is most of the music discovery is happening through social media, right? You listen to content on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth. So what our content team particularly does is we keep a very close watch on what is trending at what point of time. Right, so you never know, a 1960s ka gana might trend, all of a sudden it just blows out of proportions. So we'll have to make sure that out of
Closer to the.
yeah, so we'll have to make sure that out of the songs which are getting popular on social media, we make sure that we have sections particularly catering to those kind of audience, like music from reels, yeah, heard in shorts, so on and so forth. And once we identify that, okay, these kind of people are the ones who like content as it goes viral on social media, we start catering more and more similar kind of content to them.
Got it. So, Jayeshi, I was reading somewhere that the two most popular topics among Gen Z across countries, okay, I do not know whether you'll agree with me or not, the two most popular topics is mental wellness and climate control. I really couldn't believe it. But I have now read at least 3 or 4 different articles which seem to suggest the same thing. Like I said, it's across geographies and across cultures. तो ये दोनों सबसे popular वो है. उसके अंदर mental wellness is for whatever reason. Okay, so we'll just come to you. But before that, I just want to ask Jayashree कि as a therapist, आपके पास बहुत Gen Z के लोग आते हैं. Okay, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि उसमें ट्रेंड क्या है कि what are the two most important or most common problems for which they seek the help of a therapist?
At one level, I think, you've mentioned mental wellness. Usually when I see people, what they're really asking for is issues around their identity and self-discovery and putting themselves out for who they truly are. This is a generation which is, information is available at their fingertips. They're very aware in terms of how to access, use information. They really want to just know how they can hold their ground with that. So that's it. They actually come in looking not to deal with their mental health issues, to pathologize it. They're not coming in to say, I have depression, I have anxiety. This generation is amazing in terms of having that level of acceptance. They're coming in saying, help me with how, knowing that I have these issues, how can I overcome it? What can I do to just feel well, that this is not my entire identity. There's much more beyond me. So that's really what they're looking for, that personal growth.
So tell us, how did you develop such an evolved problem? It's like almost like an evolved disease. कि identity. Identity तो हम लोगों को तो खैर मालूम ही नहीं था, एक्सर्स को. Millennials for the first time started talking about identity. तो आप लोगों के लिए इतना बड़ा issue कैसे हो गया? What does it even mean to say that, hey, my identity is fluid? I'm sure 50% of us don't even follow what it means. And I'm not just talking about at a gender level. Gender level is slightly easier to understand. Okay, so.
This is a fear, it might just be my opinion, but there is not much time left. So we see climate change is happening very rapidly. So the world might not be the same as it is just 2 years later. And so we don't want to limit ourselves in that term. We don't want to plan what will we do when we are 80 years old, because we might not even reach 80 years of age. So we don't want to limit ourselves to this one job or this one interest or this one identity. This is my identification. So if I'm working somewhere, so that is my only thing. I can be multiple things. Or in terms of gender as well, but in terms of just general identity as a person as well. So that actually unleashes a whole different set of problems, because that means there are no boundaries, there are no rigid walls, there are no instructions for us to how should we do this, because it's not like if I'm writing a book, then I'm just a writer. I can also be different things. So that means I don't have a set of rules and instructions ki what does a writer do. a writer does this. So I have no idea what I'm supposed to do, or like what are us as a generation we're supposed to do. So that leads to a lot
So
of.
you try something else.
Yes.
वो तो हमारे ज़माने में भी था, लेकिन डैडी करने नहीं देते थे. उन्होंने कहा कि भाई करियर बनाना है. और आप लोगों को करियर का मतलब ही नहीं मालूम है. Right? None of you are actually. So when I speak to them, they said, look, in fact, the organization that I work for now, they have hired suddenly a set of people who are, they're techies at 23, 24. And they literally don't understand the meaning of a career, they don't understand the meaning of a job. Okay? तो ये कैसे हो गया?
I think, first of all, why we care about the first question you had asked, these problems is because we don't want to double it and give it to the next generation. As is the. So we want to fix this because growing up, Gen X was giving the trauma to Gen Y. Now Gen Y is trying to give the trauma to Gen Z. हमें लेना ही नहीं है. हमारे पास already है. We were trying to fix that. As for jobs, defining jobs was, I think, the work of the previous generations. We do not want to define ourselves based on this repetitive task. There was this movie we watched in a class on Charlie Chaplin. He was working in this modern times, yes. So he was doing this repetitive task for his entire life, fixing a certain thing in a factory. We do not wish to do that. We do not want to live our entire life thinking that this is how this will go and we will die fixing screws.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I think it would be unfair if we didn't give the audience a chance to ask, because we have the lab specimens यहाँ पर हैं हमारे पास, ठीक है? So you can ask them whatever you want to. So can we have?
Only one question. Yeah.
Yeah. And short questions, please.
रेडियो ऊर्जा से मैं रजत हूँ सिंगरौली. जैसे कि जनजी है यहाँ पे, तो मैं इनसे सिंपल सा एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूँगा कि अगर आपकी लाइफ से सोशल मीडिया ही हटा दिया जाए तो क्या बचेगा आपकी लाइफ में. और दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये कि जैसे कि आप लोग मिसअंडरस्टूड होते हो लोगों की द्वारा, तो आप उनसे क्या कहना चाहोगे, कैसे समझ सकते हैं वो आपको.
I'll try to answer the first question first. I think it will not matter because I will say currently the largest form of social media would be Instagram, and people are going away from that, our generation, because we are realizing that it takes away like 4 hours to 8 hours per day, so around 1/3 of our life, and a lot of people are logging out. So if social media is removed, we will find alternative ways to explore because we are very explorer sort of generation. As well.
सोशल मीडिया से मेरा मतलब था लाइक ऑनलाइन थिंग्स. अगर आप वही नहीं रखी जाए आपकी लाइफ में तो फिर क्या करोगे.
Restart.
वापस से पेपर.
Yes, we like reading books. Actually हम सोचते हैं कि e-book से ज़्यादा अच्छी paperback books होती थी, तो we try to explore that more. So not just in books but in other medium as well. So आजकल मैं देख रही हूँ बहुत shift हो रहा है डिजिटल से एनालॉग का वापस, तो अगर वैसा रहेगा तो that would be really nice.
और जो what is the second part of your question? हाँ, तो what is it at the end? आप अपने बारे में अपने एज अ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ योर जनरेशन बस एक बात बता दीजिए, वन ईच, सो दैट वो आपको थोड़ा बेहतर समझ पाए. जस्ट वन मे बी आइडेंटिटी पैरामीटर वॉट एवर.
I think nothing beats a good conversation that a lot of people, a lot of older generations avoid. We know our parents do not know how to say sorry and a lot of things like that. But it is just one conversation over a cup of tea, you will fix a lot of things, which probably the older generation is trying to avoid. We are there for the conversation.
Communication is one thing. Good point. Good point. Sumaya? Sure? Okay. Okay. Thank you so very much, panelists. Thank you so very much for taking the heat here. But सिर्फ आपसे इतनी इल्तजा है कि प्लीज़ आप थोड़े से और मीडिया कंज्यूम कीजिए. कन्वेंशनल ट्रेडिशनल मीडिया थोड़े कंज्यूम कीजिए. अखबारें बंद हो रही हैं, रेडियो स्टेशंस का खैर जो भी है, और टेलीविजन तो खैर anyway we'll not speak about that on this platform, but we want you to also consume as much media as possible. Pay a little attention to authenticity. It's important. And yes, you're right. Like Saima said, कि भाई it is not so much your job to explain yourself as I think it is our job to understand you. Thank you so very much. Thank you.